did start earlier and I thought I was done, but I wasn't.
I didn't say start earlier. It was the other guy. I'm sure there's thousands of people waiting to get on Zoom. Yes,
Online.
I'm sure. Wow. Uh-huh.
Special guest. Okay. Okay, Mr. Traxler, you may proceed.
We'll do this again. Call to order. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And we have a roll call.
Commissioner Chairman Traxler.
Present.
Vice Chairman Day.
Here.
Commissioner Hanson. Here. Commissioner Wright.
Here.
Commissioner.
Here.
Okay, let's go on to the approval of the agenda.
A motion to approve.
Second.
Cool. And motion approved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving forward to our most famous time, public comment. Anybody in the public who would like to make a comment, you have exactly 4 minutes to speak your wonderful mind, if you wish. Anybody online at the moment? No one's online. If no one wishes to speak at this time, we'll keep moving. Presentations and announcements. Which is none. Isn't that exciting? Oh, consent agenda. May 24 Parks and Recreation meeting recommendation by a motion approved by the minutes. Okay. Do we need anything to do there?
I would just, what do you say? Motion to approve with the correction of the spelling of my name.
Second.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Moving on.
I.
Have to vote.
All those in favor?
I.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. Okay, information updates, 22-24 monthly recreation update. Anything there?
We have an update for you. No major physical updates this time. We gave an outline to you at the May meeting, and that will be presented to City Council along with all of the finance stuff when that is presented by finance. So since our last meeting, both summer programs have launched and we have the pool open and swim lessons and everything well underway. Camp started a week and a half ago, and that is moving along successfully. We've gotten great feedback about both programs, and so nothing negative, so that's wonderful. Because it's all new, we're learning little things that we can do to make things more efficient next year, you know, save time, save money, that sort of thing. Also maybe be a little more creative in some ways. So all of that is working wonderfully.
And the camp, I have a question. The camp is started when?
It started on Monday, June 10th.
June 10th.
That's 6 weeks.
Was that
So
at Howard?
It's at Howard Park, and kids could sign up either for all 6 weeks or just 1 week or a few weeks, whatever. It was sold per week. So
Well, there was also a church that had an event there too for that same week. Cornerstone had their,
a camp.
yeah. Did that
But it
in-
wasn't at EB Hall.
Okay, so this is in the hall.
This is in the hall. Well, yeah, and they're outside most of the time, but technically it's in the hall. Yeah.
And they've been
Mhm.
to the library.
Yes.
And the pool.
They've been to the library, and then once a week they have pool days. They're doing, little projects every day, and I think it's going great. I spent my day out there yesterday and everybody seemed happy and
Good. How many kids involved?
this week we have 22.
Wow.
Most of the weeks we have about 12 kids, but there are 2 or 3 weeks that we have 20.
Good start.
Yeah. So we will be obviously moving forward with all of the summer programs and keeping all of that going. We have our second movie night coming up this Friday out at Howard Park. So we welcome everyone to join us for that. And staff will be working on our list of events and activities for late summer and fall. Like to get a co-ed softball league going and a few other things like that. Obviously we'll have the Christmas event to work on. And so we'll be sort of transitioning from summer planning to fall planning here soon. City manager is making progress towards finalizing the updated fees associated with both soccer and baseball fields. He's been handling that directly and expect to have that presented to you at the next meeting.
At the next meeting, okay.
Yes. Let's see.
Is there anyone working on repairing the fields? I mean,
He's working on all of that. I know I've had several conversations with him and he's working with Ken or Chief Mackey,
Yes.
Public Works, to get all of that ironed out with soccer and with baseball so that everybody has a plan and a fee that associates to that plan and moves forward. So we had 85 children register for swim lessons and had to turn people away. So that's good. Next year we will prepare for more and younger children as well, because we weren't able to take the young ones this year. We took 5 and up. So that's been successful. Sold a ton of pool passes. That's brought in a nice little revenue. And we haven't had any party rentals yet, but it is open. The pool's open for rent if anybody knows anybody that wants to plan a party. And yeah, that's it as far as our update.
good. Anybody have any more questions?
I have some comments.
Yeah, I'll comment after you.
Okay. So 2 of my girls participated in swim lessons, and it was great.
Oh, good.
They really enjoyed it and learned a lot. My 6-year-old like started swimming.
Good.
Yeah, the goal.
Okay.
And as a parent, it checked all the boxes. It looked great. And then my older daughter started Camp My Own this week and has really enjoyed it so far as well.
Good.
As far as the pool being rented out for parties, I don't think people are aware that that's a possibility. We need to get that word out.
Yes, I agree with you. I don't think that they're aware.
Put it in the paper,
Okay,
along with Use Ion, put it in the paper.
okay, yep, I can look into how to do that. We have put it on all of the social media that I can think of, website, News and Safety, Explore Ion, all those things. I think it's one of those things where people aren't aware, so we may not have any or many parties this year, but hopefully next year. Once the word is out, then that will be a better resource, but Jim Gudy radio. Okay, we'll reach out to him and.
Oh, on the
With the
radio.
radio station.
On the radio.
That'd be fun.
Well, we thought about what I talked to Celine about is possibly just doing an interview where he can just.
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
what he likes to
everything that's
do.
Going on.
Yeah.
in his
Good idea.
Wheelhouse, and that helps get it to other people.
Okay, yep, we will definitely work on that. Yeah.
Maybe a flyer of some sort that could be shared on the internet.
I have that.
Oh, okay.
And it's, I can send it
Okay,
to
yep.
anyone that would like to have a copy. It is on our website as well as our Facebook pages. And I try to go in and refresh and kind of
Mhm.
boost the post occasionally.
Yeah.
But I will do that again. And then we have the information at the pool as well. The lifeguards have shared with me that a couple of people have asked about it because we have it posted, but I don't know that it's posted, but it's on the table when you come in. But I haven't actually had anyone call and book a party,
Yeah.
so.
And the patio furniture or the outdoor furniture looks really nice. Everything looks
Great.
fresh and comfortable around the pool.
Thank
My
you.
wife and I were over there. It was very enjoyable.
Just a comment, regarding the newspaper, instead of paying for an ad, you can just write a letter to the editor.
Oh.
Just via email,
Okay.
and just kind of outline it. I can give you the the address. They like to do that.
Okay.
That way it doesn't cost you any money too.
Okay, great.
And you do have to have it by Wednesday, though. I think it's Wednesday. at
It's
noon.
Tuesday, yeah,
Yeah,
or
I think it's tomorrow at noon is the cutoff.
Tomorrow
for
at noon?
Friday. Yeah,
Okay,
that's good.
Goes to publication.
yeah, it'll be
For
online,
Friday,
yeah.
okay, right.
I just literally have the same comments as Fern, like my 6-year-old learned to swim.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's been so fun to see. We love the swim lessons and the patio furniture is so nice.
Okay.
So yeah, I love the pool.
You might want to take a small video of people having a good time at the pool and just posting it on your webpage. Not, like a 20-second snippet, nothing big.
I have some videos that I've taken. We had an 8th grade graduating pool party. We had a 5th grade graduating pool party. We had an honor roll pool party, but then I thought I wasn't sure if people would appreciate me posting their kids.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Right.
You have to do.
So
no
that's
face.
why I didn't actually post any of them. And typically it's all kids in the pool. So I've steered away from that only for that reason. But I do agree that that would be fun if I can.
Do it in
I could
such a
post
way.
my kid in the pool.
Perfect, perfect.
Maybe we could get our kids
Yeah,
together.
Yes,
and
that would be
You
great.
can always, I was gonna say, you can always stage something.
Yes, we can all have a city.
We can always post a couple of old people in the pool too. I can do that.
It is a pool for all ages.
That's
Yes,
right.
It is.
I posted an old picture.
I
of
loved
my-
it.
That was really
It was
cute.
really good.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Really cute.
So even older ones like memories. are
Yeah.
always good to get people
And-
talking.
Engaged.
You need to do something down memory lane.
Mhm. And then I'll just mention really quick, since we're all sitting here, our July movie night will be at the pool. So we haven't determined a movie yet. We tossed around the idea of Jaws, which we all like,
Jaws
but
would
it's
be
not
great.
necessarily a family movie. So the jury's still out on that,
Maybe
but
like
Little
Nemo or. what is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Related one,
Nemo,
Finding
yeah,
Nemo.
we thought about maybe doing a few cute shorts for the kids and then Jaws. I don't know.
The
But
kids, 'cause they end up in it, but.
yeah, so,
Water.
but it will be at the pool. So.
Okay. Moving on to the regular agenda. Basketball and pickleball courts.
In hindsight, this probably should have just been under informational
Information,
updates.
right.
But
I know
apologize.
I gave the city manager the 2 quotes that I had received
Okay,
from working on that to work on to either build a new one or refurbish the existing one. So he's got that information.
okay, great. So yes, he just wanted me to share with everyone that we are trying to take everyone's requests, the community's requests seriously. And we know that there are lots of wants and needs in the community and in our parks and all of that. And so we're not ignoring everyone. Staff is working, but we need to first build a CIP project plan where everything is given an actual project name and an allocated budget and all of those things before we can move forward with anything. And of course, it all comes down to money.
Right.
So the first 2 things that he wanted me to mention that we were going to be moving forward with would be I'm looking at the wrong paper. I'm sorry. Was basketball and pickleball. So his ideas were to utilize the basketball courts that are existing at Howard Park, like we've discussed, and just putting in a temporary pickleball setup in half of that court so that people can get out there and play. It may not be the ideal or the permanent pickleball solution, but it would at least get everyone out playing. And he believes that that should be right under $20,000 and that he can, work with finance to get that in the budget to pay.
Yeah,
for
he
that.
got a third quote. He has your 2 quotes and then he got a third quote of just resurfacing
Mhm.
that section in temporary nets. So I
Mhm.
think he can get it done much cheaper and a solution for right now.
Well, some people have already gone out there and put lines down.
Yeah.
Pickleball lines.
And we did the research on the money, which is an oddball amount, $20,749 and 58 cents.
And that's for the basketball.
Had a
Yeah,
quote
for the-
attached at some point.
That's the money for the basketball courts at Perry Oral Park. And that was donated by the not the Dry
Mule-
Creek Prison,
yeah.
Mule Creek Prison. That's my error on the staff report. Um,
Trying to find out where that.
Yes, I'm sorry. That was my error and I saw it after the agenda was made public, so I apologize. So we will be moving forward with getting plans for that and having, all the things we need in place to get that project underway.
Great.
And that was really it. It was just an update on that.
I've seen the pickleball nets on wheels and they're nice. They're easy to use and lock in and push to the side and
Are these, I don't know if I saw this or not. Are these permanent temporary or will they be moved back and forth or what is?
I think it's a permanent temporary. I think, I'm not
would
sure if they're on
reduce the amount
wheels.
Of basketball out there
So it'll
and
be
increase
half
the amount
basketball.
of pickleball. It wouldn't be going back and forth. Got it.
It'd be half basketball, half pickleball.
Mm.
Correct.
but not necessarily our permanent
Right,
pickleball location. We
correct.
could still build new.
Yes.
Just getting here quicker
Mhm,
for a while.
correct.
Anything else?
Nope.
Anybody?
Are
So
there
I guess
issues with
since
that?
we're on that, one of I think it's a new backboard looks already out of commission.
Oh, yeah. It's been like that for months.
Yeah, when they broke
Yeah,
it, when it was
right.
broken.
They
At the
broke it
basketball?
again.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a shattered backstop and then, it was replaced and I don't know what's wrong with it now, but it's
It's like
not
cardboard.
usable.
Oh, it's the replaced one that's,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the criteria to decide when is basketball and when is pickleball?
It's 2 courts. So you can always play basketball on this court.
Okay, there you go. That's,
Pickleball's over here.
otherwise I could see that being a major bone of contention.
Yeah, you can
Is that
still
it?
have a basketball game going over here.
Does that impact tennis?
As long as we don't have another pandemic and
No.
someone takes it over.
No.
Right.
Right.
Trying to picture it in my brain.
Yeah,
that
how does
works.
tennis
Tennis.
still work or does it?
I am not sure.
To ask George. he's
Yeah,
the
I was
one
gonna
has
say,
the
these are
details
probably
on-
questions
I
you
think
could
you
take
think
back for.
temporary net, so then it could be tennis. When you have tennis, you don't have basketball.
We can actually just drop the tennis net to a height and it will work as a pickleball net. That's all you have to
That's
do.
even better.
Yeah, you drop it to, I think it's 36 inches.
As far as the, back, they've had a lot of vandalism out at Howard Park. Kenny's putting
Oh, I saw that.
a note in the newsletter about it, and also the police on the last city council agenda have leased a trailer with a camera, 360 camera to go to Howard
I
Park
saw that.
because for some reason the vandalism has increased, then it's like destructive vandalism, like breaking toilets and breaking sprinklers and
Yeah.
boards and.
My kids were out there today and they found a maintenance man to like help them leave because there was a person that they couldn't get by. At Howard
Oh.
Park today.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But the employee was like very kind and let them, help them get out. There was a woman with a baby, like this guy was, yeah. Probably should have called the police, but he told me after.
Yeah, of course, those kids.
So it's not just the ground squirrels destroying the park and real people.
Like he got him on video, so I could turn it in. But yeah, he was like living out there in the bushes.
Okay.
Oh,
And there
we
you
should
should-
tell
The
people.
police
Yeah.
tend to think that that's not the vandals.
Oh,
They think it's young
oh. That's sad.
people.
The cameras will tell.
Yes,
We'll see.
exactly.
We'll
That's
see.
what we love.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe they'll just stop.
Moving on. Is there any written communications?
Is there any comment on?
Any,
public
should
comment
we take
on
public
the
comment?
agenda?
Any public comment on pickleball and basketball courts? No one's running to the podium. Okay. Did we receive any written communications?
No written that I'm aware of.
Okay. Moving quickly, reports and communications from city manager,
Other than the pickleball. and
other than the pickleball
no.
court that he, okay, all
I
right.
have a little bit of an update from him. We don't know the final yet. So this donation that came from the basketball courts was from Mule Creek that went through Native Sons. It's from their community resources, and Jason Ross actually came in to speak again today to set a meeting with George so they can get on in sync. So they can open more funds up as long as they know a project is in the works and gonna happen. So you'll probably be seeing something next month that's possibly with the CIP plan, and some funding sources.
Jason Ross is the community resource manager at Mule Creek.
So is there,
He's the one that organized.
He did that one.
Is there a plan on where that would be other than in that vacant lot? Or is it
That
going to
is
be?
the
No, that's a
or is
basketball
that- Or
court.
is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan.
The one that we
That's-
saw about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago?
Mhm.
Okay.
So
It
it's
was
that
next-
same funding, they're gonna get together to figure out more funding for Howard Park more than likely.
Okay,
But that'll be all part of that capital improvement plan.
$20,648.28 is not going to pay for slabs and,
No, the original quote, how this came down is so they had a local contractor give them a quote and the quote was 10,000. I'm guessing it was just the blacktop it is my guess,
Mhm.
knowing the contractor. And so then Mule Creek said, okay, we'll double it. Which there's never been an engineered plan to say exactly what it's gonna cost, how big the lot is, how, so that's that's the step that's been holding everything up. Saying we want something we have to take that first engineering step to know what exactly are we building, so we
Yeah.
can go to bid.
as I recall, that plan that we saw as a committee was a half-court basketball and one pickleball court in that lot. That's what I recalled.
That was before me.
It was, well, it was just, Amador Trail Stewardship, Bradley from Amador Trail Stewardship, just volunteered his time to do a quick mock-up,
Mhm.
Right.
of what we could have. It wasn't like, this
Right.
is definitely what we're going to do, and it wasn't even like
And here's the measurements. and here's
really
what
to
will really
scale. It was
fit.
just
Yeah.
like
This is probably what we could
threw
put in
some
there.
images on Google Earth, and
Right.
this is
Yeah.
what you maybe could have.
Okay. All right, good.
But it was very nice of him to do that for us.
Moving on to L, I guess, huh?
Mhm.
Commission comments and future agenda items.
I just have a question on the swing set at the train park. Is there any, you're not going to know this off the top of your head, but is there any plan to replace the missing swing? Okay, I'll find out.
Here.
Thank you.
That's what I had too. There's a couple missing pieces of equipment at various playgrounds. A slide at Howard Park on the structure near the dog park. The swing here. I haven't taken like a really recent inventory. That's what, oh, and then the basketball hoop at Howard Park. So I would just recommend if somebody could do an inventory and try to get those things repaired or replaced.
Maybe that's part of the CIP, or is that a ongoing maintenance, or where does
I
that
can
fall?
go
What
around
do you
and,
think?
and take a look at all of the playgrounds and see what all might need to be done and make a list. And then I can speak with
And there might also
George
be one
and
with,
Chief Mackey.
Facilities, yeah.
Kind
So-
of come up with an idea of whether that's maintenance or
Yeah.
a big expense, which would be a CIP project.
So more than likely, repairing will be maintenance. I know, George is also, it may be on the next agenda, I'm not so sure, is also talking about how to address the parks staffing, because currently right now it's Public Works and they only work in parks what has to be done.
Mm.
There's no dedicated personnel to parks, which is how we have this issue. So he's trying to figure out a way within the budget to structure maybe some personnel for parks. So then the parks can actually have their own, say, personnel and advocate.
Right. Sounds good. Somebody who can, you'd probably need to research who made that playground, the manufacturer, find the missing part. Like,
And we have that. It's
they're
just,
probably very specific on what fits.
right, or
Yeah.
what could actually be.
oh, it has to
Yeah.
be that, yes.
Right.
And they're very
Yeah,
expensive.
we learned all that with the dog park.
Yeah. And we've already replaced
Replacements.
bubbles and it was expensive. The issue is that's never going to be more important than a sewer break. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's
Right.
part of
Yeah,
public
yeah.
works.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
takes priority.
Yeah, I understand that.
I-
Well,
I-
It's
Selena
what
gets to
people
do it.
see though. It's what gets posted on Iowa News and Safety. It's what, it's.
Mhm.
I would like to see something, an update on the depot park for our next meeting if possible. I know that the plan is going forward. And I see that there's been things done over there. But I just kind of like an update so that we all know what's going on. And I think we're moving on to a deadline and I'm just concerned about that, a grant that sits there.
If I recall correctly from the last update that we had from Jonathan Mitchell, end of September was kind of the date of which that phase would be completed.
Mhm.
So I will speak with him and try to get an
Yeah,
update
just a
for you.
little update.
Do you want him to update you or are you okay with me?
No, that's
updating?
fine. Whatever. Yeah, you would be fine. Just like to get that information. That way we know what's going on.
And the good news is Debbie's on top of that grant.
Good.
So she's pushing to make sure they get their deadline met for what they need.
Okay.
That was another thing that I should have mentioned in my little update. I will be working with Debbie sometime here in the early fall to talk about the grants that are out there and the things that she is aware of and what we can do, what I can do to help her to try to get some funding coming in for different projects in the future.
Okay. The other thing I was concerned about is I've been over to Howard Park on those fields and the ground squirrels have inundated the whole field. It's kind of a disaster.
The baseball part or soccer or wherever you are.
Soccer. And I know that about 5 years ago, there was a project over there by some people and males that went over there and eradicated several ground squirrels with pellet rifles. I talked to some of the individuals that are involved with that, and they were just concerned that that probably wouldn't happen again because of wildflower being over there and the people might get really disturbed. But some way to, there's also ways to eradicate those ground squirrels by another method where it's, you use propane, I believe, that would eradicate them by actually blowing them up.
It's pretty dangerous on the soccer field. And we had like, on our team last year, we had a kid fall and break his wrist. We had another kid fall and break his knee and ended up in
Because of the holes.
yes. Ended up being taken to the hospital in Sacramento and having like a surgeon, like surgery, and was out for like 8 weeks. But it's not a good field. The fields are not in
They're
good
not in good
shape.
shape.
This
There's
is
a ton of-
something that has come up obviously
Yeah.
over and over and over again when I'm out meeting with soccer or
But soccer
parents or people or,
starts
right.
next month.
So basically I'm just, this is just the conversations that I have had. This is not an official by anybody, but to really redo the fields and get them up to the standard of which everyone would like them to be is a very big, very expensive project.
Yeah.
So right now we are just trying to piece it all together and make it usable and safe.
Like you
and
said, George is
comfortable.
bringing it on the next meeting.
And
His plan
yeah.
with soccer and baseball.
Yes. So I know they have some maintenance type fixes in mind. I don't know what those are, but we will bring that to you next month. And he's working with soccer on all of that, but everybody is aware of
Yeah.
the safety concerns. It's just one of those things that will most likely end up on a CIP list for a large scale project.
Do we take advantage of public donated labor, if you will, and expertise to do those kinds? I know in Campbell, when I was president of Campbell Pony Baseball, all those fields were maintained by the coaches and parents. The only thing the city did was mow the lawns.
That's the same here.
That's the-
Currently, that's the contract is that that soccer maintains the fields and all we do is mow and provide the irrigation, the water. So those are,
Do they collect enough money in the whatever fees we charge to participate in those organizations?
I think that's what George is working out with that. right?
I can tell you that we generate enough revenue from fees to be on a team and other revenue that's generated from funds to be asked for by the city. We had more than enough money to do that.
the way that our system is working currently is that the soccer foundation or organization and the baseball organization, they charge whatever they're charging that has nothing to do with us. And that's what they charge per family or per child. And then they are paying us annually a flat fee to lease the fields or have, first rights to the
I-
fields for that season. So the only thing that the city provides currently for that fee that they're paying is the mowing and the water. And they are out there doing the maintenance and all of that on their own fields. But it's gotten to a point where the fields have deteriorated. So it's hard to keep the maintenance up. So that's what's being renegotiated.
I guess the question I would ask then is, given the condition of the field and maybe perhaps the financial feasibility of the city of Ione, you maybe want to review the contribution that those teams make to the city. And you may want to say, you know, it's not enough, it's not
That's-
supporting itself.
That's what
That's
we're
what
doing.
we're doing.
I think, it just plays my personal opinion, I'll shut up. But having sat through enough city council meetings and sat on a finance committee for the city council, we have some serious financial issues. And we're about to have some more relative to infrastructure for the city. I think it may be time where we have to make some hard decisions.
So that's
Maybe
what's currently
painful.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Maybe
have
it's
long,
not-
they have long leases,
Exist.
like
Yeah, the
25
problem
years.
is that the lease agreements have gone on for, I think, 20 years.
Well, they're 25-year leases.
25-year
or
lease.
30-year leases. So this was the first opportunity based on what they signed for them to look at those fees and raising those fees. And so George is in negotiations with them now about those fees that they pay, because they're currently very low. They don't.
Larry,
I never recommend a 25-year lease.
No.
Larry, have you
Obvious-
met with the new manager, George Lee? It might be
Yes,
a,
I know
oh, I
George
was gonna say
personally.
it might be a good idea,
Trying
since
to
he's
set
right
up
in
a
the middle.
breakfast now.
Oh, good, great. So,
So, and in the new fee schedule that they're negotiating, we are implementing an annual rise. So say currently soccer is paying $4,000 annually, which is actually what they're paying currently. We will raise their fee slightly, and that part is being negotiated. I don't know if that will be 5,000 or 6,000, you know, which would be a small increase, but we're also implementing an annual increase. So a 3% annual from there every year until the next 10-year mark, where we can then renegotiate.
I think what you need to do is do it based on cost of living increases. Right now, your cost of. your
I don't think
inflation
we
rate
can
goes
get
up
into the
7.
weeds in this.
Yeah,
it's
I-
definitely
yeah,
something
we're-
to bring up with George.
We'll have to bring it up with
$1
George.
90 cents.
I don't think we
Yeah.
can talk about it up here though,
Right.
when
I'm
it's
just
not.
saying, these are the kinds of
yeah.
things we may have to,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
may have to do.
Well,
Well,
the problem is the 25-year leases won't end until what, 2035 is?
Yeah,
my-
and to give you guys, I mean, that sounds terrible, but when you go back and look at the history of it, nothing existed. All the volunteers and Mule Creek, they all paid for that themselves, and they're
Right.
like, we're not going to put in hundreds of thousands of dollars
Right.
without this lease. So there is a reason it exists.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now the best thing we can do is navigate how to make it all work.
Yeah,
for the
times have
kids.
changed. Yep.
I saw a hand out there. Can we take, someone would like to come up to the podium, please? Formally introduce yourself so everyone might know whom you might be.
Andy Aguilera. When Bobby Pratis was here, they bought one of those machines with propane to put in there and get rid of them.
Right.
So I don't know what happened to it since then, because then when Todd come around, you know, he did a lot of stuff that, you know. So I don't know, you could check with Kenny and see if they still have it. And and I think all you gotta do is go down and get trained on it to get a certificate. Because you have to, you have to have a certificate that you've been trained to run it. So
Yeah, I talked to someone today about that machine too. Yeah.
Is it, they still have it?
I don't know. The person I talked to just mentioned it. First thing I knew about it in the
Yeah.
first place.
But remember, they have to go get certified before they even touch that thing,
Okay, so we need to talk.
because they don't want to blow themselves up or something.
Because they call
Because
it,
they got rid of them at one time.
Hmm.
Because I know they all come over here down West Marta.
oh, so if we get rid of them at Howard, they'll move down the West
Yeah,
Marlette?
they'll move out, but you get rid of them out there anyway, and then we can shoot them over here.
Okay, good. Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you.
Stray cats and dogs can.
Thank you.
Gary Thomas, 125 Maple Street. The history on that, there really wasn't anything out there. They had 4 baseball fields that hit into each other, and it was kind of confusing. So we basically teamed up with Motherlode Youth Soccer, and they put in the fields, and that was Volcano Telephone. That was all they had, labor and everything else, tractors. They had all the equipment, and they put that in, and we had a good deal going on for the community and the youth of Amador County.
So Volcano was the one that brought the equipment out.
Volcano did that as a volunteer.
Mm.
And then we turned around and we had Finch, who was the president of baseball at that time, Little League here and so forth. There's Little League East and West and
Right.
whatever. It gets kind of confusing at times, but Finch had a lot of equipment himself as he was an electrician and so forth, still lives down on Marlette down there. But I think the city basically got away from volunteer work a couple years ago, so. There are contracts, they need to be looked at, and they were responsible for so much of the upkeep on the money coming in for the upkeep of the parks, and I couldn't remember off the top of my head. That was all done when I was in there. But very favorable. We had a lot of kids using all those fields and stuff, baseball, soccer, all kinds of
Right.
events going on out there.
Thanks, Gary.
Roads, I was kind of involved in that, though. I had a grader, state grader permission to go out there. Vicini's brought 2 scrapers out there. And I don't know if you know what it costs to move a scraper in and out. They had 2 of them out there and a cat. Vicini's brought those in. Remember Vicini, and they actually built the drainage and the soccer fields.
That was all done by volunteer work.
Yeah, all volunteer. Yeah, and you start running a scraper, you're looking at gallons per hour.
Right,
I
right.
feel.
And both basketball and soccer were the same.
And the pizza parlor ran pizzas every night out there.
That's nice.
Yeah, maybe that could be on the next agenda for us to speak about,
Sounds like it's on it, the contracts.
no, about us using volunteer
Oh.
personnel to do some of the projects. And you were talking about, when you first came about, people, groups taking over a area.
Oh,
Remember?
adopt a park.
Adopt a park type of arrangement. I think we need to bring that back in a little bit more.
Soccer does, like, come out, get the fields ready, and I don't think people go. So maybe we can help partner with them before the season starts and make it like a community event.
Yeah, I just,
Really get people out there to help.
And there is a difference between maintenance, like adopting a park and a capital improvement project. Which
Yeah.
is
Correct.
what stopped the train depot. So
But if
And
we can
George
get
is
out there and like
working on-
fill holes or do something to keep it safer before the kids are playing on it, it'd be great. Cause
George
there's
is
hundreds of kids.
Oh, yeah.
working on creating a way for volunteers to get involved.
Okay.
good. All right. Anything else?
I just wanted to say, Ione hosted the Tournament of Champions for Little League. And it was lovely. A lot of families were out. The snack bar was, I know baseball ran it, but a lot of like community people came out and watched some of the games. And it was just, I was looking around and I'm like, this is so nice. So it looked great. Just one thing to know, and I don't know who cares for the bathrooms in the contract, but the toilets, you
Baseball?
sit on it and you're falling. They're very uneven, so they need to be tightened. And I know there's always issues of who cares for the bathroom. So as George is working on the contracts, I would just stress that again.
Great.
And that was called, what was that event called?
Tournament of Champions, TOCs.
That's Little League, right? Yeah.
And the juniors are still in it for All-Stars, and they're playing in Twain Hart, but we'll find out later tonight, but tomorrow night's game could be Amador West versus Amador East.
Oh, my gosh.
So a really big game, and it's really fun, but it's in Twain Hart, so it's a bit of a drive.
It is a drive.
Yeah.
Okay, do I have anyone who would like to recommend that we adjourn?
I'll recommend it.
I'll
Sure.
second it.
Yeah.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. Meeting is adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Good meeting.
Make sure you go to the movie.
I'll be there. It lands on the same night as my book club.